Black women end up sounding like white people to me when it comes to this whole black women need to be protected, talking points. This idea that they are just, the ultimate victims on everything, right? And the reason they sound like white people is, and I just did the video on this about the white guy in Philadelphia who was shot and killed walking his dog. He was a 25-year-old Temple graduate, and he got shot and killed. And, the white people, they were foaming at the mouth. This is a hate crime. Why isn't this a hate crime? And I'm like, let's look at the reality of the situation. You, or white people as a collective, are gentrifying the inner city. I even have a photo of the actual street because it's over there by Girard Avenue. The hood is literally like a block away. It's literally a block away. And you can even see the new construction in the background. Brand new apartment buildings that they're putting up. They got the wood, the wood beams in the background. Like that's how much they're renovating over there. I mean, it's a block away. And you get these white people, they move in, and they're from the burbs or they're from wherever, and they're like, oh my God, it's just so great to live in the city. And they're just walking around clueless. It's clueless. And it's like, yo, there's savages out here. There's people out here that are desperate. It's like, here you got a group of people, prolonged exposure to poverty, right? And we know that, in large part, it's mostly black men who are going to perpetuate these crimes, even though I could easily pull up plenty of clips and even my news app, black women getting involved in crime. But I'm just saying, when it comes to violent crime, you're typically going to see males across the board. Doesn't matter what the race is. You're going to see males. Okay. And, it's more of a capability thing because men are more capable, physically capable. I can run faster. I can, physically overpower somebody. If I want something, I'm just going to take it. Right? Men can always resort to that. Women, they'll do other stuff. They'll start selling their body or being strippers or something. They'll do something that has to do with their sexual market value in order to get what they need. They'll become, a sugar baby, or they'll, do fans only. Like women can do other stuff way before they get down to, I got to take this pistol and go out here in these streets and start, robbing people. So I'm just saying, it's like, they're like, why isn't this a hate crime? I'm like, because you have poor people and they're looking for targets to rob, and you just so happen to be there, and that's why that happened. It's not because this black guy did not rob you, or it was attempted robbery, right? Did not rob you or try to rob this person because of some hatred or vitriol for white people. White people, it's assumed that due to the inequality in society, that they disproportionately have more wealth and more resources and more cash on hand than a black person. Now, like, this is what pisses me off about white people, because they scream all the time, right? You go to any comment section, right? I mean, and this whole COVID, this last like 9 months or so, right? Like crime has exploded. Every city, Young City 5 hit me up, the other day, because he's down there in Atlanta. He's like, yo, niggas is wilding in Atlanta. Ludacris just got carjacked the other day. They had some dude that was riding around in a Rolls Royce. Motherfuckers pulled up, sprayed the Rolls Royce down. I don't even know who was in the Rolls Royce. They got a whole bunch of, home invasions, people, kicking in the front door. You know what I'm saying? On some, the introduction scene to Belly. You know what I'm saying? Ha ha! Are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on? Like, niggas is on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they on the intro scene to freaking Belly. I'm like, God damn, man. And they talking about stimulus checks and the freaking, you said $2,000. They jumping on the mayor in Atlanta because, I think it's a she, was trying to get what's his name, Ossoff elected and all this other stuff. We got $2,000 checks. We're gonna get them out. Then they reduced it down to 1,400. Now they talking about, okay, back up to 2,000, but then it's gonna go into some other committee as opposed to going into this other committee that they have, where it's going to get voted on immediately, and then, in like a week or so, everybody's going to get their stimulus check or whatever. So people are like, they're pissed off down there, right? Because, everybody was like, we got to win this race and Democrats got to win and we got to get the Senate seat. And, what Yonks is telling me that they, basically coaxed a lot of people with this whole idea of, another round of stimulus checks. But anyway, it's bad out here. Black people are, our net worth, our wealth, right, which goes all the way back to, the fact that we didn't get to participate in, the FHA loans, and, we were redlined and block bust, this whole legacy of prolonged exposure to poverty because we were denied access to capital. And all that does is contribute to, socioeconomic problems, which ultimately lead to social dysfunction and, family decay and all that stuff, right? So we have all these problems. Like, it's like what kills me about white people when you talk to them, they always want to act like, the black community started in 1980. They always want to act like it's just like all the lead up, all the shit that happened before, all the ways in which black people were just beat over the head and smacked down has no implication on, what's going on with black people today, right? And you got the CIA and Ronald Reagan and the Iran Contras and them dumping drugs in the black community and the 1994 crime bill and locking niggas up left and right. And then when they come out of prison, they got felonies, they can't get a job. And, it's all fucked up. So, like, whenever there's a dip in the economy, whenever there's a recession, everybody should expect crime in the black community to spike. And nobody is exempt from that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta ride. I gotta freaking walk around. Where's my shit? I gotta walk around with my shit. You know what I'm saying? Why isn't my slide light blocking back? But I gotta walk around with my shit. Right? That's my Ruger P95, which is not what I carry. Where's my shit that I carry? Here's my freaking SR40. Y'all can't even see it. Y'all can just hear it. Gotta take the safety off. Right? I don't know how I feel about that safety, but whatever. 40 cal. I got the little light on it. My little freaking what is that? My little Surefire light. Anyway, I'm saying, like, I don't understand women sometimes, right? Because, it's like, here I am. I'm a big black man. I walk around carrying my pistol because I know shit can go down anytime, any place, anywhere. Okay? Especially the whole situation with, like, convenience stores. And then, just niggas, like groups of niggas. Like, I see groups of niggas I usually avoid. I see 2-3 niggas standing around. I usually avoid niggas with the bubble jacket, niggas wearing they mask all funny, just looking like, I can tell just by looking at their clothes and shit, bright color jackets. I'm like, okay, you ain't on no grown man shit, yo. You on some, I'm still in the hood, even though I'm, 31 years old, and you know what I mean? If you sitting there and you got some brightly colored shit with big logos on and everything else like that, as far as I'm concerned, in my mind, I'm like, you's a nigga. I don't fuck with niggas, right? And people will say, oh, that's racist, and what you're saying is that's close to what white people say. Hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can talk about all the shit that white supremacy did to black people and all the ways that we've been negatively affected and all this other stuff. I'm saying, it is what it is. They contributed to all this bullshit and fuckery, and that's how we got to this point. And I'm saying it is what it is, and I got to do what I got to do to protect myself. I don't have time to sit there and go through speeches and say, and brother, why are you doing this? And why are you wearing these loud, brightly colored clothes? And let me talk to you and talk about what we should be doing and black patriarchy. And man, it's niggas. They are what they are. Okay. And that's what it is. And I got to protect myself. Right. And I'm saying I take the precaution, to carry in case some shit goes down. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna die, something's gonna happen. Like I'm gonna go down spitting in your eye. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fight back. Women, on the other hand, you got women, you know, 1/3 my size, walking around with nothing but a damn purse. That's your protection. And this idea that nothing's going to happen to me because I'm a woman. Like, just, I'm like, okay, so here I am walking around, I'm carrying. So I guess that makes me a coward and I'm scared. And what, you're brave? Like, the part that kills me about women is like, even when it comes to interacting with men, there's like no go zones. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to take on 3 guys by myself, unarmed. I'm not. Okay. I mean, hell, I mean, at least I need to have a freaking blade on me. I also have a blade that I carry. You know what I'm saying? I need to at least have something on me. I don't just go out there with just nothing. Because again, anything can go down. But that's how I think as a male. And every time these things happen, I mean, Dennis Sperling, he did the video clip. He even brought up the situation with the woman in Florida, and she was getting into it with the white man, and the guy with the cowboy hat came, and he had the pistol, and how she wouldn't get in the car. Like, I totally agree with him on the disrespectful disposition that a lot of women have for not just black men, but men in general. Now, I don't know how much their disrespectful disposition about black men spills into, other communities. You know what I mean? But or with other races of men. I don't know. You know what I mean? But everybody is familiar with black women and this idea that that y'all cross into territory that even men don't cross into. You take shit to another level sometimes that even we don't. And it happens. Maybe, this situation with the liquor store in New York, that didn't happen. But in the majority of situations, it did happen. And see, the thing is like, again, nobody has all the facts. This is what pisses me off about black women, because has anybody heard the sound or the audio of the videos that are being played? You got women saying all type of shit, about, what happened. And I'm like, but we can clearly see as she was walking out the door, she was still running her mouth because she turned around and she's still talking as she's going out the door. I don't know what she said. But again, it's like sisters want to act like there's no context or familiarity with the type of stuff that a lot of sisters will do. And see, the thing is like, I had a couple people write some comments, and then I just wrote a simple comment. What is right and wrong is irrelevant to what is smart and dumb. And that's one of the key things that gets a lot of sisters in trouble. Let me say that again. What is right and wrong is irrelevant to what is smart and dumb. You can sit there, you can tell me about, well, this is right and it's my right to do this and that. That doesn't mean it's a smart thing to do. It does not mean that it's a smart thing to do. I don't care how right you feel that you are, how justified you feel you are. Doesn't mean that it's a smart thing to do. And this is what gets a lot of sisters, caught up and in trouble all the time. But anyway, getting back to what I was going to say, my comparison between white people and this is a hate crime, right? I'm like, black guy thought you had money, you got robbed, it's not a hate crime. It's an economic crime. Look at the economic disparities, in the world and whatnot. And when it comes to black women, right? Aisha K. Faines, my favorite black woman in the world. Okay. Aisha K. Faines posted this, and again, it's like, we got to talk about these toxic black females out here, that are like the Pied Pipers and got all these other women jumping on the bandwagon of the shit. Anytime something gets down, they capitalize on this shit. right? They jump on it, right? You got down in, what was it? I don't know if it was Florida, but you had the hold on, let me because I actually saved the where was it? We got, where was it? Where's this case at? 13-year-old girl stabbed to death inside Walmart. Four younger girls arrested in the crime. What state was this? This was in Louisiana. Where's y'all energy for that shit? Where's y'all energy? Again, black girls on black girls, or at least the video or the picture that I saw, these women, these little girls running out the front of the store, they look black to me. Then you got this situation with the three women, including a phlebotomist and a dental school student, accused of abusing and torturing two girls. Where's y'all energy for that? See, that's the whole thing with this whole evil black man thing. Black women 50% of the community, but notice how silent they are on the shit that they do. Remember when that black woman was at the gas station? I put the link in the description box, the one that had the SD9 VE that I could tell because I'm such a gun connoisseur. She had the SD9 VE, and she's at the gas station, and she's shooting into the passenger side of the fucking vehicle like she's just the most gangsterous of all gangsters. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? You know what I mean? Again, where's the energy? No energy. And not only that, the other thing is, you have all these. There's all type of protests in New York right now surrounding this woman getting attacked and black men, in the community. I mean, you can see, like, just by the amount of faces and hoodies and signs and everything else like that, and people are pissed off about what went down. But yet nobody cares about the black woman, and this is about hatred of black women. Again, sounding the same way that white people sound when they want to scream, this is a hate crime. So like anytime a black person accosts a white person, white people want to project and claim, oh, it's a hate crime because, they don't like the fact that a lot of times when white people attack black people, it is for no other reason than because they're black. Dylan Roof went into the AME church because they were black. That white man that shot the two black people at the Kroger's because they were black. For no other reason. It wasn't a robbery. It wasn't a crime of opportunity. It was a planned out, methodical, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to kill some black people. And they usually write these manifestos and tell you why they hate black people and y'all rape our women and all this other shit, right? The reason, the justification is because they're black. Now, what black women try to do is every time a black woman gets accosted, it's because she's a black woman. That's why. I'm like, really? It's because she's. Let me get this right. Now I got to do this just like I do white people. So like, it's like, dear white people, you scream black on black crime all the time. All the time. It's black on black crime. Where's Black Lives Matter? That's my favorite comment. Where's Black Lives Matter on this? Right? If clearly black lives don't matter, which is why I always hated the name of the organization. Like, it's so easy for white people to like flip that and use that and shit. And so now every time there's black on black crime, even though crime is committed by people that they live around, right? Like, it's like even it's so stupid when black women sit there and they like, and black men are the number one men that commit crimes and violence against black women. Of course they are. Because those are the men that are in your community. Those are the men that you are most around. The number one men that commit violence against white women are white men. The number one men that commit violence against Asian women are Asian men. The number one men that commit violence against Arab women are Arab men. No fucking shit, Sherlock. You know what I'm saying? Like, they come on, like there's some special sauce or something that's going on, which is the reason why, black women, get attacked. I'm like, that again, that's who you're dealing with. That's who you're interacting with, which totally contradicts all these ideas that, that blah, blah, all the black men are out here with white women and fucking with other races of women and they don't fuck with us. So how is this violence happening if they're not even dealing with you or they're not even around with, oh, I know what it is. The black man, he goes out there and he fucks white women and then he comes back only to commit acts of violence against black women. Really? So we're all out there with white women, and then we only come back to fuck with you to commit acts of violence. Like, this is how retarded these women sound. And again, going back to the whole black on black violence, I'm like, Philadelphia has already surpassed, like, it's 1997 numbers for homicides. The shit is wild right now. Okay. And most of these people that are committing crimes are under the age of 18. They're 14, 15, 16, blowing each other away. Okay. I don't even know how they're getting the guns, but they're blowing each other away. And all the time you always hear that, it's like, this is how I look at it. It's like, if black men are savages to each other, right? They're savages to each other. Nobody jumps up and screams, misandry. Nobody jumps up and says that. But somehow, when it comes to violence against black women, it's misogynoir. Wasn't there a guy in New York, a black guy that was on like the subway, and he was beating up a bunch of white Latinas? He was just punching them in the face, right? Is that Masaja Blanca or some shit like that? Like what is that? Is that Masaja Blanca? Is that what we're gonna call that? It's like the people just do not want to accept that. Sometimes you just get hit. On top of the fact, like, sometimes you just in the wrong place at the wrong time. You pissed off the wrong person, and that's all there is to it. I don't know why people just can't accept that. Aside from the fact that violence against women across the board is a drop in the bucket. It's a drop in the bucket. The prisons are not filled with women. The prisons are filled with men. The violence that is committed, when you look at these papers, somebody was gunned down in North Philadelphia, somebody was gunned down in Atlanta, or gunned down. Most of the time you read the shit, it's men that are the victims of these violence. And you really don't see the same amount of energy. You don't see like all these sort of, this sort of like this special category of victimization, for these men that are killed. You don't see that. But when it comes to women, because of these concepts of like this, that women are in this sort of protective bubble, right? 1 minute it's equality, the next minute we're in this protective bubble and nothing should touch us or violate us, and if it does, it's misogynoir. So I got off what I was saying. Aisha K. Fain says, we think the misogynoir we encounter every day. Now it's every day. Now it's every day. The misogynoir that we encounter every day on this app and everywhere else is not without consequence. There are men who hate, capital letters, hate black women and want to destroy us, even though we look like the women who carried them and gave them life. Again, here we go with we're the creators of life, even though freaking women do not create life by themselves. So I guess when black men are killing each other, they're killing their own reflection, and they're killing the men who look like them, who planted the seeds in their mothers to create life. But nobody says that. Nobody ever says that. Nobody says that. But yet with the women, it's got to be, we are the creators of life. Even though we look like the women who carried them and gave them life. We all fear this happening to us. Fuck it, let's go with that. You all fear that. Okay, why don't you take the proper precautions? Why don't I hear about proper precautions? Where are the plethora of videos? Y'all got beauty videos. Y'all got hair care videos. Y'all got all that. Okay? But the only black woman on YouTube that I know that takes the Second Amendment serious is 32 Icon, and she's LGBT. Where the rest of y'all heteronormative, cisgendered black women, hypergamous women? Where are all of you women? Oh, we don't take up arms. Why not? That's not feminine. You're trying to masculinize women. I'm like, there are plenty of feminine white women that take up arms. I mean, they even got YouTube. They got, what's that white woman's channel? Girls and Guns. What's funny is she actually has a few, not a lot, but a few black women on there that they do this little TikTok thing where they put on a dress or they put on a girly outfit, and then you gotta like guess where they concealed their gun, and it's like in their bra and they'll pull it out, or they got like the thigh holster and they'll pull it out. I'm like, oh, you can't get no more girly than this. I mean, talk about combining. Go ahead, watch. It's like Girls and Guns or something like that. Go ahead and watch. Go ahead and go to that YouTube channel. It ain't nothing but feminine women showing you that they're packing. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of think it's quite sexy. I've never been against women not carrying conceal. That's like a bipartisan issue to me. The ability for someone to protect oneself. There's no difference in my mind between a woman carrying a gun and a woman carrying some mace. There's no difference. Why do you have that gun? Because I want to protect myself, because there's fucking weirdos out here and people who don't know how to take no for an answer and everything. I'm like, carry on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got where's the energy for the sister down there? I think it's in Louisiana, Mrs. Cop Page, right? Who the baby, contributed to $20,000 to bail her out of jail. The chick who killed her brother's killer. Where's the energy for that, ladies? You know what I'm saying? Black men, they saw that. They was like, oh, get her the fuck. Even when I read the article, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, okay, black woman, she killed somebody. But wait, if she killed the dude that killed her brother? I'm like, oh shit, look, get her out of jail. Why is she even in jail? I was clapping. I was like, oh, because I'm saying that's some personal shit. I'm like, wait a minute. You killed my family? You killed my blood? You killed my next of kin? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, hell no, man. I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, I mean, when I saw that article, I was thinking, why is she even in jail? Even some of the white people who usually are like, where's Black Lives Matter? Even some of the white people were like, I don't even know why she's in jail. I don't even know why she's being charged. That's how people feel about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see any articles or any posts coming from the black female we hate black men YouTube that are like, this is a nice gesture that the baby went out here and bailed her out of jail. He's just probably trying to do that because he got domestics and he out here putting hands on sisters and he's very type of toxic brother. Okay, fine. Maybe he's not the best individual to fucking use, because y'all always got to find an angle, to get out of, some acknowledgement of a black man doing the right thing. Unless he's telling you about how awesome you are and how queenly you are, and how you just are just just have the best chocolatey goodness in the universe. You know what I mean? But see, here's the thing. Even with Aisha's thing, and this is the problem. This goes back to Dr. T. Hassan Johnson and this whole concubine serf things and this whole being a bodyguard. The biggest issue when it comes to black women and them wanting to be protected, and I'm gonna use Cap's example. We always talk about this. Is the funniest shit in the world. But it's like that scene in A Few Good Men. All right. So after Jack Nicholson's character, Colonel Jessup, after he says, you goddamn right I did, right? And everybody like calms down. It's like, okay, you just admitted to the crime. Then he's like, I have someplace better to be. He gets up and tries to walk out the court, and the judge, the black judge, is like, MPs guard the colonel. And see, that's what black women want. MPs guard the colonel. They want black men to be their bodyguards and security guards on their terms. Everything is on their terms. Everything is on their terms. Aisha K. Faines, all that stuff, all the shit they talk about, feminism and what they want and hypergamy and patriarchy, everything is on their terms. Nothing is to be on men's terms, even down to the protection of women. Right? When men protect women, classically, when men protect women, it is not just about protecting the woman because of, the purity of the woman, or some concept of that, or that the man just recognizes, that the woman is the ethereal, earth goddess or some shit like that. She's not the queen, and that's why she's being protected. No, the woman is being protected because the men there are protecting patriarchy. And again, in order to get women to cooperate with your patriarchy and cooperate with your structure and get with the program and feel, safe and secure, you do have to provide that collectively as a group of men. But see, again, this goes back to that whole issue where, you have black women that have these stupid ass ideas of this pseudo fake ass equality. You have black women who have these ideas that they're running shit, that they're the queen, they're the matriarchs, they're the earth mother goddesses, they're the, high priestess hoteptresses and all this other shit. They really believe that, they're doing, that you're supposed to do shit on their terms. You know what I'm saying? Like, the issue is not about, not protecting black women. The issue is you got to listen to the tone that these women are speaking when they're talking about they demand that they be protected. The issue is that they want it on their terms. Reminds me of that scene in what was that? The 300, the second movie. Okay? In 300, we know the same chick that played, I think she was the same chick. No, it was a different chick. No. I think that was the same chick that played, Thor's sister in Ragnarok or whatever, his evil sister or whatever. But, she's on the ship, she invites, the main protagonist in the movie on the ship, and they had this hot sex scene and shit. And then she's like, join me. And he's like, I'll never join you. And then she's like, guards, remove this filth from my ship. That is exactly how, I hate to say the majority, but a huge chunk of black women in the black community think shit should go down and how they're oriented. They literally believe that they should be able to, stick their fingers in their mouth and go, I can't do it, but, right? And then a bunch of just muscle bound niggas just show up. You know what I mean? It's like if you look at Bane in the old Batman movie. Remember, some of you are too young to remember, but I'm saying in the first movie, the first Batman movie where we saw Bane and it was Poison Ivy. Bane was mindless. He was mindless, and Poison Ivy controlled Bane. In the whole, the new Batman movie, with Christian Bale and The Dark Knight and all that shit, Bane, he's actually intelligent. Like, he's actually an intelligent supervillain. Not only is he powerful and strong, but he's intelligent. You know what I'm saying? I was born in the darkness. You just adapted to it, right? That's a totally different Bane. But see, what a lot of women want is they want the muscle-bound, mindless goon. That's masculinity to them. Masculinity to them is a masculinity that they can control. If they can control it, then that's what they're content about. You see, it's just like, I don't know if y'all saw that scene. It's probably not on YouTube anymore. But years ago, there was a sister who, she got into an argument with a white man in the McDonald's. And, he was on the cell phone or something like that. She went and got her boyfriend, and her boyfriend, who was a felon, and I mean, this motherfucker was huge. He beat this white man down within an inch of his life. Now, they both went to jail, and they both got charged with all type of felonies and everything. You know what I mean? But she used her boyfriend, like, she felt empowered because she's getting into it with this white dude. You know what I'm saying? And she went and got the muscle bound dude and fucking went and got him to beat down the white dude. It reminds me of that dude. What's the character in Mortal Kombat where they're riding the back of the other character? What's that character in Mortal? Hold on. Kombat. Shit. Mortal Kombat. Rider. Where was it? What's it? No. Mortal Kombat. Riding back. Let me see if it comes up. Yeah, Farrah and Tor. That is literally how black women want shit to be. They want a Farrah and Tor relationship when it comes to, how black men are oriented. I mean, it's literally like Krang inside his robot body. That's what black women want when it comes to, all this hyper masculine men. They do not want anything to be on a man's terms. Men are to provide for women, but not on their terms. Men are to protect women, but not on their terms. You see? Right? The patriarchal benefits are supposed to be just provided and given to women, but not on not on men's terms, on women's terms. And that's what you see when you're listening to all these women like Aisha K. Faines and all these feminist women. None of these women want true equality. None of these women want any of the classical, traditional, patriarchal benefits to not be extended to them. They want black men to do exactly what other races of men do, but do it on black women's terms. This again, this reinforces why a lot of dudes are walking away, because this is a belief system. You are not going to be able to turn these women's orientation around. This is what they believe. And every time they see situations like this, yeah, it's tragic and terrible and how much this shouldn't have gone down. And despite people running around looking for these guys, I'm saying the issue that sisters have the most is the fact that they don't have this our whole black men protecting black women shit on tap. They can't just be like, and then just 10 niggas just show up. Are you fucking with our queen? That's what they want. And you got to recognize that. Instead of listening to, all this bullshit ass fucking evil black men and rape and all that shit is just shaming tactics designed to make you feel bad and y'all don't protect us and right? And the whole idea is to get you to react and respond on their terms. You start talking about patriarchy, them getting with your program and everything. Objection, objection, objection. That sounds like misogynoir to me. That sounds like evil patriarchy to me. You just want to control women. All that shit. So you got to recognize this. You got to recognize, what these women actually want is they want black men to be their bodyguards. They want black men to be their sick dogs. They want to be able to scream, guards, guards, remove this filth from my ship. They want to be able to say, MPs guard the colonel. They want to be able to say that. And it just happened like that. You see? Because when the judge said MPs guard the colonel, the judge is above the MPs. They're above the judge is above the enforcement arm. The enforcement arm is just the enforcement arm. But the judge doesn't have to get with the MPs program. The judge isn't joining the MPs and what the MPs have going on. No. It is a situation where the hierarchy is the judge is the supreme authority in the court, above the colonel and most certainly above the MPs. But again, the colonel is not going to be able to overpower 20-something year old military police, which are what MPs are, if you don't know the acronym. MPs guard the colonel. That's what sisters want to be able to do. And that is the underlying threat underneath this conversation. It's not just a matter of, the black man doesn't protect the black woman and this shouldn't have happened and I don't care what she said to him and this is just terrible and black men are just so evil and it's because they hate black women. It got nothing to do with no hating black women. Niggas get beat down all the time for either saying some slick shit, either something was said or something was done or whatever, perceived disrespect. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the part that gets me with the savagery that goes on that black men exhibit, towards each other. You got people getting dismembered. You got people being shot up, multiple times, emptied the magazine. I mean, there's shit that has been done to black men by other black men that is far worse. The savagery is there. It exists. And women don't have any problem with savagery unless, you know what I'm saying, it turns on them. Just like I used the clip that Viacom blocked my video when I did it, but the whole clip, if you really want to see, notice how none of them women, when Jim Jones ran up on Maurice, okay, and checked Maurice about running his fucking mouth about Chrissy, notice none of those women had a problem with what Maurice was saying. They was like, well, that's how it goes, and da 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 da. And then, picking up the phone, grabbing his cheeks, apologize. That's what black women want. You know what I'm saying? And that's what even Captain Solo's mother wanted. You know what I'm saying? She would, and I'm saying, even his own mother did the same thing. With all the cock-strong, dark-skinned men that she, used and capitalized on, in the relationships that she was with, and using these men, to discipline Captain Solo, and she would be dead wrong. And she would what? Get Captain Solo to apologize to her. That is a cultural phenomenon. Dead wrong. Just sitting there and getting some muscle-bound dude. You need to apologize to your mother. That type of shit. And that's what women want. Same thing. Chrissy called up Jim Jones. And Jim Jones show up. You think that it's conducive for you to walk around the city in a comfortable manner? That shit was mad funny the way he said that shit. You think it's conducive for you to walk around the city in a comfortable manner? And that's what women want. That's what they want. They're like, oh, Maurice over here, whoop-de-whoop, like the chick said. I'm like, yep, And they understood it. They was like, yeah, the streets ain't no game. Da-da-da-da-da, it ain't no game. Yeah, women love when men do that. They love that. That makes them feel like, yes, I got a powerful man behind me and can't nobody fuck with me. Because I had a woman, she broke it down to me. She said, women like powerful men and alpha males and all that other stuff, because that's as close as we're going to get to power like that. And she said, women want to feel a man's energy. They want to feel his power. And the best way to feel his power is to be able to command it. To sit there and say, he disrespected me, and then have your man go in and beat, that person up. It makes them feel like a general. It makes them feel like a commanding officer. And if a woman can get multiple men to do that, you know what I mean? It makes her feel even more. What black women want, you ever see that clip? Why did she slap? And all those men came just storming down on the dude because she slapped the dude. He slapped her back. And she grabbed her cheek. She was like, oh. But all those men, the reality is all those men came storming down, all because she was a beautiful woman. And they probably were thinking to herself, if I do this chivalrous act, maybe she might bless me with some pussy. That shit goes on. Dudes are not out here doing shit because you are the queen. They're doing it because maybe that's going to get them some access to, some reproductive access. That is very much a driving force, for men. And I know women are going to try to, pervert that and make it like it's the most terrible, disgusting thing in the world and everything. Six the Goddess actually did a video where she was talking about, men are coming to collect. And it's a damn good video. She covers a lot of grounds in that material. I'm not going to go through it here, but that's a damn good video. I forget what the title of the video is, but I think it's something to the effect of men are coming to collect. I'll put the link in the description box. Hopefully she doesn't take it down, because she took it down once, and Kat wanted me to see it, and then she took it down, and then she reposted it. But she lays out, I guess because she works in a barbershop and, she actually listens to men and what they have to say, but she really does understand the male psyche and how they're oriented. These feminist women, they do not. These feminist women think that they can somehow shame and manipulate men into doing what they want them to do on their terms, on their, authority, and that's simply not going to happen. But yeah, all this nonsense. Oh, she was beat up because, these men hate black women. How many dudes do you think they did that shit to? You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers that roll that. In other words, chances are that's not the first time they did that. And I guarantee you that's not even, people will say, oh, it's, supposedly they did it to another woman. I guarantee you they did that to dudes as well. You know what I'm saying? Anytime, they rolling in the group like that, I can guarantee you shit goes like that. Again, open up your local paper and I guarantee you're going to see something in there about some black man getting beat up, accosted, shot, or whatever. This is what men deal with on a regular basis. And I don't understand some of you women who think that, you can cross the line into that territory and this type of stuff can't happen. You know what I mean? It's not like every time a man gets beat, it was fully deserved or that there wasn't a disproportionate response. Again, where was the energy when the brother got shot down there in Houston, at the Seaside Lounge? When he went to go check on, his female friend and the 7 Ray Ray and Pookies got offended and they got upset and then they beat him up in the club. And then when he went to his car to go leave, they pulled up to the side of the car and unloaded a bunch of magazines on his ass and he died. Where was the energy when that happened? Again, is that misandry? No, you're not gonna call it that. Are we gonna see these black men? They hate their reflection. They hate where they come from. You know what I'm saying? Like no, like again, you don't see the same type of energy. You're not gonna see posts that are made, talking like that. But when it comes to women, even though men are committing all these acts of violence against each other, when it comes to women think just like white people. They think that there's some sort of special occurrence going on here. That they were specifically targeted all because of their gender, and not just their gender, but because they're black. Oh well, I bet that wouldn't be happening if she was light skinned. Again, what happened with the black dude on the train? Punching a freaking white Latinas, on the train. What happened with that? Again, was that somehow misogynoir blanca or some shit like that? No. But see, this is the narrative that these women want to paint. They want to, again, recruit women more to their side. See, ladies, these men, they hate you. They hate you. And that's why, it's like, and again, I'm like, and y'all be the same ones turning around talking about, I want to be with a black man. Again, yeah, you want to be with a black man, but you want it to be on your terms. Aisha's posting this shit, but I remember, and y'all remember when I posted the video of Carl saying, I think you need to be with a subordinate man because y'all look like some strong women. And no, I don't date nothing but powerful men. Miss, I love power. Women love power. I'm like, I don't date nothing but powerful men. But yet, here she is sitting up there talking the way that she's talking about how all black men are evil and they're just misogynistic and all this other shit. And you got all these other women that are co-signing, flocking to her page, flocking to her, likes. Let me donate, all this other shit among the other women online. You know what I mean? So anyway, it is what it is. I think the black community is doomed. It's demise. Dudes are like, you know what? We ain't dealing with this shit no more. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Y'all are going to be, stuck and relegated to the men that you fuck with, the men that you have babies by. Like I said, these dudes are sexy. There will be a response. That's what y'all like about street dudes. The very behavior exhibited, the reaction. Again, y'all think that shit is sexy. That's what turns you on. That's what you praise about these dudes until it happens to you. Then when it happens to you, then it's a fucking problem. Then you want somebody else to swoop in, come to the rescue, come save you on your terms. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, y'all stay relegated to these bullshit ass dudes, these dusty dudes, this non-patriarchal role reversed setup. Y'all stay relegated to that shit and keep having these dusty niggas babies, and the ghetto will stay the ghetto, and that'll be your existence. That's all there is to it. Because, obviously we can't have any sort of intelligent conversation and come to terms and people recognize, the things that, need to, the sort of, the cultural brokenness that needs to be corrected. But again, since y'all want it to be corrected on your terms, and that's not going to happen, and that's not something I'm going to participate in, and many other brothers aren't going to participate in, I'm like, well, okay, well, this is a stalemate. And what is going on now will just simply perpetuate and continue, and you all will just, again, keep bitching and keep complaining and keep, pointing to the cesspool as to, why you're on the shit that you're on. You can say all the shit that you want. I'm like, I'm still not participating in your matriarchy or your role reversal or your whatever shaming tag. I'm just going to ignore it, and I'm going to move on, with life, or date out and just not deal, because this is a cultural issue. It's cultural, and it's just flourished over the last decade or so. This, we're all victims, and we don't contribute to nothing, and the hypergamy again. Like somebody said, messaged me a while ago. They said, you know what? Like, I'm glad you got these receipts of you going on these blog talk radio shows and showing what these women were really on, pushing this whole equality and, strong, independent black woman, and we got our own and all this other shit, because, these women that are talking this hypergamy shit now are trying to act like black women were always on hypergamy, and it's just that black men failed and they just didn't do what they were supposed to. Not saying that you didn't have black men who weren't doing what they were supposed to do, but these women trying to play the victim like they weren't on this other shit is bullshit, because clearly they were, and the evidence is there. But anyway, that's all I got to say. I'm gonna end this video. That's my video. SWP out.